Welcome back to the channel, everybody. And guys, today's video is going to be showcasing an absolutely crazy team. If you're struggling with Iron Fortress Stage 15, this very well could be the team for you. Now, first off, I need to give a big shout out to Auditor for actually sending me the Discord message, letting me know about this Reddit post. The post was made by Selena. So this is the team. I did not make this team. Selena made this team, I assume. And this team is probably the most budget-friendly team that I've ever seen. Now, keep in mind, you will need Rosh card. As far as I know, as far as what I've seen, Helicath does not work because Helicath, his block damage, whenever it expires, it places increased defense. So that makes an extra debuff go up, increasing the boss's turn meter. So it could throw things off. I'm definitely interested in testing that out to see if it actually works. But as far as this team goes, it's full auto, all affinities, stages 13 plus, 13 to 15 have been confirmed. Stages lower than that may be perfectly fine as well. But guys, we're using Armiger. You can literally use any damage dealer in this spot. Ideally, they don't have turn meter boosting, so Ninja, probably not. But Coldheart, Septimus, Husk, Royal Guard, possibly Geomancer. The possibilities are endless, honestly. 3 Painkeepers. Obviously, you may need to actually start saving up your Painkeepers, but 2 of them are level 40. This is crazy. Now, Painkeeper number 3, you don't want to have War Master for sure. Painkeeper number 2, you could technically have, I think, War Master. But for me, I only have War Master on these 3 champions. So my 3 level 60s, but it's not even needed. You don't need War Master. You can see from Selena's post right here that the Rosh card and Armiger are both level 50, and the one Painkeeper is the only level 60 on the team. The other 2 are level 40. Now, one thing to keep in mind with this team is make sure everything is fully booked. You really need that. They're rare champions, pretty easy to book. But if you don't book, obviously, if you don't book the block damage on Rosh card, it's not going to work. If you don't book the cooldown reduction stuff, it's not going to work. So go ahead, book all these champions. As far as Armiger goes, just make him do good damage. There is one thing to keep in mind. The boss does a single target decreased crit rate debuff. Against magic affinity, Armiger will get weak hits, but it just take a little bit longer. It'll still work perfectly fine. But the boss does that decreased crit rate debuff. So 2 things you can do to counteract that. You can, 1, build a different champion with higher crit rate than Armiger. For me, it was my Painkeeper, but I adjusted the gear a little bit to make their speed specific. But you can make the Painkeeper have a little bit higher crit rate than Armiger. You're going to be good to go. Or you can put Armiger to 130% crit rate to counteract that decreased crit rate debuff, and it should be perfectly fine. But if he's missing the crits, it's not the end of the world. Now let's take a look at these champion speeds. So Rosh card is 251, Armiger is 225, Painkeeper 224, Painkeeper number 2 223, and Painkeeper number 3 is 222. You'll notice that all these speeds are very, very tight. It's literally 222 to 225 being the fastest. So when you're building this team, try to keep those speeds as close together as possible, exactly like I did here, because if there's any issues, it's going to come back to the speeds. If you can eliminate the speed being an issue, then you can diagnose the problems from there. For me, I was failing a lot of runs because my Painkeeper 2 wasn't fully booked, and it ruined the runs, of course. Now, let's talk about some of the gear on the champions. Obviously, you don't want Revenge accessories. You don't want Retribution, though with this team being a block damage team, Retribution should never be activated anyways. But if your run is failing, consider that it could possibly be Retribution, though it wouldn't really make sense because nobody's taking any damage. But you definitely do not want Revenge accessories on your champions because they're going to be counterattacking and increasing the turn meter of the Painkeepers, and it's going to be a weird situation, so don't do that. Also, no Relentless gear. Obviously, you're going to outrun your block damage, and it's going to be a no-go. If you guys want to check out Selena's Reddit post right here, scroll down through the comments. You'll see some other opinions and questions that other people have asked, so definitely check that out. But make sure that you book everybody, and you should be good to go. So let me go show you my presets on all these champions, and this has worked flawlessly. So Rosh card is don't use the A2 and prioritize the A3. You maybe just be able to open with that, but I like having it prioritized. Number 1 seems to work out the best. With Armiger, make sure you use the A2 number 1 priority, because if you don't, Armiger likes to try to decrease the turn meter of stuff that he can't decrease the turn meter of. Painkeeper number 1, that is my fastest Painkeeper. Obviously, you guys can number them however you want. But as far as Selena's breakdown here with the turn orders, Painkeeper 1 is the fastest. So that's exactly what I've done, the same thing. So Painkeeper 1, open with the A2 ability. Painkeeper 2, opening with the A2 ability as well. And then Painkeeper 3, this is going to be your weakest Painkeeper because there is a chance this Painkeeper could proc the retaliation. Very, very unlikely because it's level 40. That's the whole idea of keeping your Painkeepers not leveled. Level 40, no gear, no damage dealing gear. So the likelihood of actually proccing retaliation is very, very, very low. Like 1 in a million probably. But go ahead, open with the A3 ability on that Painkeeper, and you're going to be going good. So let's go ahead and jump in here, guys. We'll start off the match, see how it goes. You guys, if you have some Painkeepers saved up, this is going to be a good team to build. Let me go ahead and hide my webcam so you guys can see what's going on behind me. We'll give it a few seconds, and then we'll turn it on auto and let the thing run. So there you go. The first Painkeeper did the reset, and you'll see with this second go around that Painkeeper actually doesn't have decrease or block damage right here. So those two little hits, the 450 damage, that is the, I guess, risk to this run. If that procs the retaliation, which is taking it through those certain thresholds, then the run could be a little bit crazy, right? But other than that, the champions stay block damage basically the entire time. There is a few times where they're not. Right there, the Armiger is not protected, but it's only this Painkeeper hitting. The turn order is exactly this breakdown right here, just repeated several times across the entirety of the match. So Magic Affinity, Spirit Affinity, Force Affinity, Void Affinity, stages 13 plus have been confirmed, like I said, and possibly even lower stages. This Painkeeper right here is taking the decreased crit rate debuff, which is great because this Armiger is the champion who we really want to actually be critting. So there we go, guys. Enjoy the run, and I'll fast forward it from here. All right, guys, there you go. That is the end of the match, and I want to do a quick little recap here of things you don't want to do, okay? Or do and don't want to do. So first off, fully book everything. No Retribution Masteries, no Revenge Accessories, no War Master on the level 40 Painkeepers. The level 61 has been fine. Specifically, Painkeeper number 3, that's the one that's actually hitting whenever the boss, whenever she's currently not protected. No Support Masteries. Make sure that you do not have any of the Arcane Celerity, the Rapid Response shouldn't be an issue, but make sure you don't have Cycle of Magic, no turn meter boost, no cooldown reduction, no speed increases, nothing like that. Make the run 100% safe. So no Support Masteries, no refresh and reset gear on champs other than the damage dealer. So with Armiger, you honestly don't need refresh because the Painkeepers are reducing his cooldown so much, and it's only on a 2-turn cooldown as it is. Refresh is kind of useless. So just put him in some good damage gear. Doesn't really matter because it's going to be pretty quick no matter what. I put him in some good damage gear. If you're on a champion like Coldheart, you can refresh their stuff, no problem whatsoever. But just don't refresh or reset or Relentless, nothing like that on any of these 4 main champions who are crucial for the actual turn order and things like that. So I'll click through the champions gear. In case you guys are curious, I'll hide my webcam during this time. So we'll start off with Roshkard, the fastest champion on the team, 251. His masteries are as follows, basically empty. We do have War Master. Painkeeper number, actually we'll do Armiger, because Armiger is second to go. He's at 225. Okay, crit damage, really nothing there to be honest. We have War Master. We do have Rapid Response on him. That's perfectly fine. Or not Rapid Response, Cycle of Magic. That's perfectly fine because he's a damage dealer. Damage dealers can wear that. Painkeeper number 1, 224. Our masteries, we do have War Master there. Painkeeper number 2, we have currently at 223. No masteries whatsoever. Painkeeper number 3 is at 222 speed. So these speeds may be able to be customized, but I highly recommend, if you plan on adjusting the speeds, that if your run messes up, make the speeds tighter together or just resort back to using these speeds, okay? So 222, 223, 224, and 225. Pretty simple, pretty easy to do. The turn order is very, very important. And then rush card is just going one speed faster than the ball. So guys, if you enjoyed that video, make sure to leave a like on the video, drop a comment down below. Also, go over and check out Cincelina's post. I will leave this link down below in the comment section. So thank you all very much for this. Thank you to Auditor for actually sending me this message for this Reddit post on Discord. And yeah, enjoy this team, guys. This is a very creative team. It's very cool. Very, very interesting. I like it. I like it a lot. It's going to be an accessible team to a lot of players. I will try to get Helicath in here. I think he's a pretty free option considering he was a fusion. But with that said, guys, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Good luck on finishing up your CVC, and I will catch you all in the next video.